Good morning. Hello, good to see you on this morning. It's Monday morning here in Australia. It's about 10 to 8 and I'm just about to head off to the gym. But before I go, there's been a question that I've been pondering this morning and I want to share it with you. And it stems from an experience that I had over the weekend. Hey Daniel, I was at a photo shoot on the weekend where I'm helping an amazing young lady create a new brand, and I went to oversee the photo shoot, which is always amazing. And I met another incredible lady while I was there, and we're going to be working together, it turns out. You never know where you're going to bump into people and they become clients. But she's an incredible lady, and this lady has she's overcome some huge things in her life. She has she has an incredible job. She's very high up in an organization, and she's worked her way from the bottom all the way to the top. An incredible, incredible lady. And the one thing that she doesn't know about herself is the question that I'm going to ask you guys. Who are you and what makes you special? And this lady, everybody else in the room, anybody else that would run into this woman in the street or talk with her for 5 minutes would know what an incredible human being she was and what made her special. But she's so close to it that she can't see it. So I'm excited to be working with her over the next few weeks to help her to uncover what is special and unique about her and how we can build a business around that. And here's the thing, if you don't know what's unique and special about you, you're going to have a very hard time selling whatever it is that you sell in your business, because if you don't believe that you're unique and special and you can't lead with those strengths and let other people know about them, then that's when you sink into the background and you become just like everybody else and nobody really stands out. Knowing who you are and what makes you unique and special is truly important, but it's also one of those things that's very difficult to uncover because we are so close to it. The things that we just take for granted and feel normal to us are usually the things that are really incredibly unique about us, and we just can't see that because, as I say, we're too close to it. So the best thing that you can do is, rather than rely on yourself to work out what is the most unique and wonderful thing about you, or the most unique and wonderful things about you, rather than rely on yourself to uncover those, it's often, you need to look outward to be able to find out that stuff, because the other people that are around you who love you, or a good coach, is going to help you to uncover those things. And from a commercial perspective, if you know your strengths and you know what you're good at and you know what makes you different, then that's very easy to market. And that's very easy for somebody like me to help you stand out from the competition, because I'm able to extract those unique qualities from you and your greatest strengths and the things that you do well, and then we create a brand around that. But if you're not in that position, or you're not ready for a coach, or you don't think you need a coach, look to the people who love you and the people who are inspired by you every day, and ask them the question, if you had to pick one thing about me that made me special or unique, what would that be? And you might just find that you get these common answers over and over and over again. And that's because that's what everybody sees in you. And sometimes, you don't see that yourself. So my challenge to you this week is to go out and, if you don't know it already, to uncover what it is that makes you special and unique, and truly, unique in this world. And if you're in business, how can you use that to set yourself apart? And it's usually just by sharing the best parts of you and really focusing on your strengths and leading with them. It's as simple as that, really. And if you don't know what they are, go find out what they are. Hey Gary, if you don't know what those strengths are, if you don't know what makes you unique, then go and find it out. And as I said, I met this wonderful woman on the weekend, and she's an incredible human being. She's overcome so many different things, and while she's been struggling with many different things in her life, she's also built this incredible career, and she's put herself in a position now to be able to make choices. And I'm going to help her to do that, and that is incredible. But my point there is that we have a lady who's in her 50s, who's been on the planet for a little while, has a lot of insight, and she can't even see what's unique and special about herself. And if someone like that can't see that, it just shows me, that it's so true. It's so true that we really are too close to that stuff to be able to see what's unique and special about us. But, in business, as a human, it's good to know that stuff. As a human, it's good to know what makes us tick. It's good to know what makes us unique and special, because it helps us to feel grounded in who we are and good about the things that we do. It also helps us to make really good choices. I had a bit of a shift in my business a little while ago, and it was a kind of a painful shift, and I'm really not doing anything very differently in my business, but I'm leading with the stuff that's more important to me. For a while there, I was talking a lot about six-figure success, for female entrepreneurs, and it is important. It's a super important milestone, and I still honestly believe that the best way to empower a woman is through money, to give her choices so that she can do the things that she wants to do in her life. Sometimes that means leaving somebody. Sometimes that means being able to raise, children on their own without financial stress and pressure and all that stuff. So I do believe that six-figure success and, getting to that and beyond that is super powerful for women. But, it's not the be-all and end-all. And what I know is that over the years I've been doing this, I've been giving women strategy after strategy after strategy, and support after support, and all that sort of stuff. And there are so many women that I worked with 2 years ago whose websites are still in maintenance mode because they can't pull the trigger, because it's bigger than strategy. And the way that I was working through those programs, the focus was always on getting the business up and running and the strategy for business. And of course, when you do something for long enough and you are around people for long enough, you get to realize, okay, so there's something else that needs to be added here. And it's the underlying stuff. It's, although I look back and I've always done that stuff, it's just that I'm doing more of it, and I'm more purposeful about it. I'm more aligned with the fact that this has to be done before we do anything else. And that is really just helping women to clear the path to success, because what happens is, things like the question that I'm asking you, what makes you unique and special? If you don't know that, it's usually because there's a lot of stuff in the way that's stopping you from seeing that. So the work that I'm doing now, there's a lot of the clearing stuff first. So we're clearing the path to success. We're clearing the blocks. We're helping people get clear on, we're looking at patterns and looking at where things tend to fall over time and time again. And that's usually because there are just patterns there and there are blocks that need to be cleared. And so I'm focusing a lot more on that stuff. And since I've been doing that, I've been attracting some incredible women into my business as private clients. I'm doing a lot more private coaching at the moment. It just feels like what I really want to do right now. And so I'm attracting those women into my world, and they're incredible, incredible women that I just, feel so much for, because, they're ready to step up. They're ready to, they recognize that their time is now. They recognize that they can't get there on their own, but they're ready to roll up their sleeves and do the work. And that means the deep work as well. And so, sometimes it's having that pivot. And for me, having to dig back into, what are my strengths? And it's my insight. I have such strong insight, and I have such strong intuition, and I'm able to read people really clearly, and I am able to extract from them what makes them unique and special, when a lot of women can't do that on their own, and men. And so, this feels like my zone of genius. I'm loving it, and I'm attracting the right people into my world. So, the reason that I get to that and got to that again, and things shift and change all the time. Things always evolve, and they're always rolling into the next thing. But the way to be able to stay on top of that, and the way to know what is right for you at this moment in time, is to know who you are and what your strengths are. Because then making those decisions is much more simple. It just feels right. It sits right in your gut, and you don't have to question it. So know who you are, know what makes you special and unique, know what your strengths are, and be sure to lead with that in all of your decision making and in the way that you show up in your business. Anyway, that's it for today. I'll be back later in the week. Have an incredible day. And before I leave, if you have, if you're in that place and you need some support with that, head to my website, theartofkickingasselegantly.com, or just click the banner in my Facebook page and you'll be taken to my website there. And there's some application forms on my coaching and my other program as well, Rise, Shine and Thrive. So you can fill out the application form, and if we're a really good fit, I'll be in touch. Anyway, have a great week this week, and I'll be in touch later in the week. Bye.